Welcome back to Science Fiction Journey, where we explore every sci-fi movie ever made. Today, we venture into the dark and mysterious world of The Island of Lost Souls, a 1932 classic that shook audiences to their core. This film is not just a relic of its time. It's a cinematic masterpiece that continues to resonate with themes that are as relevant today as they were nearly a century ago. The film that shaped a genre. This was not just a movie. It was a cultural phenomenon that blurred the lines between science fiction and horror. Directed by Earl C. Kenton and based on H.G. Wells' novel The Island of Dr. Moreau, the film captured the imagination of an audience grappling with the rapid advancement of science and the moral dilemmas it posed. In an era where technological progress was both celebrated and feared, The Island of Lost Souls presented a chilling vision of what happens when humanity overreaches. Set against the backdrop of the early 1930s, a time of innovation and economic struggle, the film dared to ask unsettling questions about humanity's place in the natural order. The Great Depression was in full swing, and society was on edge, questioning traditional values and the unchecked ambitions of modernity. With groundbreaking makeup effects and performances that haunt you long after the credits roll, The Island of Lost Souls remains a pivotal piece in sci-fi cinema history. Its influence can be seen in countless films and TV shows that followed, each grappling with the themes of science, morality, and the blurred line between humanity and monstrosity. But what makes this film so unforgettable? Let's journey into its heart of darkness to find out. The shipwreck and the arrival. The story begins with Edward Parker, a shipwreck survivor whose fate takes a dark turn when he is rescued by a passing freighter. His relief at being saved is short-lived, as the ship's destination is far from ordinary. Little does he know, this vessel is headed for a remote and uncharted island, a place shrouded in mystery and foreboding. The film wastes no time in immersing us in an atmosphere of dread. From the moment Edward steps aboard the freighter, the sense of unease is palpable. The ship's crew is secretive, the cargo suspicious. Among the crates is a collection of wild animals destined for the island, their restless movements and occasional cries adding to the tension. The ship's captain seems eager to rid himself of both the animals and Edward, foreshadowing the horrors that await. Upon his arrival, Edward meets Dr. Moreau, a man whose genial demeanor masks a sinister purpose. The island itself is a character in its own right, with its dense jungles, oppressive heat, and eerie silence creating an atmosphere of isolation and menace. The natural beauty of the setting is juxtaposed with an underlying sense of decay, as if the land itself rebels against Moreau's unnatural experiments. It doesn't take long for Edward to notice the strange, animalistic figures lurking in the shadows. These creatures, neither fully human nor entirely beast, seem to watch him with a mix of curiosity and fear. Their presence raises questions that Edward is not yet ready to face. What are these beings? How did they come to exist? And most disturbingly, what is their connection to Dr. Moreau? This act sets the stage for the story's central conflict, a man stranded in a world where morality and science collide. The question hangs in the air: what dark secrets does this island hold? And how will Edward's presence disrupt the delicate balance of power and fear that governs it? The enigmatic Dr. Moreau. Dr. Moreau is one of cinema's most iconic and disturbing characters. Played masterfully by Charles Laughton, Moreau is a scientist driven by ambition and unrestrained curiosity. His desire to conquer nature and improve upon creation leads him down a path of moral ruin. Laughton's performance is chilling in its complexity. Moreau is not a cartoonish villain. He is a man whose intellect and charisma make him all the more terrifying. Moreau's charm and intelligence make him a captivating figure, but beneath the surface lies a god complex that fuels his inhumane experiments. His laboratory, ominously known as the House of Pain, is a place of unspeakable horrors. Here, animals are subjected to excruciating surgeries and procedures, their cries echoing through the island's dense jungles. Through these brutal and unethical methods, Moreau transforms animals into humanoid creatures, forcing them to walk upright, speak, and adhere to his imposed law. The House of Pain is more than a laboratory. It is a symbol of Moreau's hubris and the price of unchecked scientific ambition. It's a place where science becomes horror, where progress is measured in suffering, and where Moreau's dreams of playing God reveal his darkest impulses. His work raises profound ethical questions. How far is too far in the name of progress? And at what cost does humanity pursue its scientific ambitions? The Beastmen and the Law. The Beastmen are the tragic heart of the island of lost souls. These creatures, born of Moreau's experiments, exist in a liminal state between human and animal. They are neither one nor the other, trapped in a perpetual identity crisis. Their existence is a testament to Moreau's cruelty and the dangers of tampering with nature. The Beastmen live by the law, a set of commandments that Moreau imposes to keep their animal instincts at bay. "Are we not men?" they chant, their voices filled with both hope and despair. This mantra is their desperate attempt to affirm their humanity, to convince themselves that they are more than the sum of their parts. But their struggles are a reminder of the fine line between civilization and savagery. These creatures are not just victims of Moreau's cruelty, they are mirrors reflecting humanity's darker impulses, the desire to control, manipulate, and dominate. The law, with its rigid structure and harsh penalties, is not just a tool for control, it's a chilling commentary on how societies enforce order and suppress dissent. Moreau's attempts to impose his will on the Beastmen reveal the fragility of his control and the inevitability of rebellion. Edward's moral dilemma. As Edward uncovers the full extent of Moreau's experiments, he is faced with a choice: remain a passive observer or take a stand against the atrocities happening around him. His growing relationship with Laughton, a creature who embodies both human and animal traits, forces him to confront his own prejudices and moral compass. Laughton is perhaps the most tragic figure in the film. Her human features and emotions contrast sharply with her animal instincts, making her a living embodiment of Moreau's hubris. Through her, Edward is forced to question the nature of humanity. Is it defined by appearance, behavior, or something deeper? Laughton's existence challenges Edward's, and our, understanding of what it means to be human. Her interactions with Edward are filled with pathos, highlighting the emotional cost of Moreau's experiments. Edward's internal struggle mirrors the audience's discomfort. He is a stand-in for the viewer, grappling with questions that have no easy answers. How do we define humanity? What responsibilities come with scientific progress? And what is our duty to those who suffer in the name of that progress? Rebellion in the ranks. The fragile order of Moreau's island begins to crumble. The Beastmen, pushed to their limits by Moreau's cruelty, start to rebel against their master. Their awakening is both a triumph and a tragedy, a desperate bid for freedom that exposes the inhumanity of their existence. The rebellion is sparked by Moreau's inability to maintain his illusion of control. As the Beastmen begin to question the law and their place in Moreau's hierarchy, the island descends into chaos. This act serves as a powerful commentary on the inevitability of resistance in the face of oppression. The Beastmen's rebellion is not just a fight for freedom, it's a rejection of the system that created and exploited them. The House of Pain burns. In the film's climactic moments, the Beastmen rise in rebellion against Dr. Moreau, storming the House of Pain, a symbol of their suffering. This uprising is not just a fight for freedom but a powerful reckoning, fueled by years of torment under Moreau's rule. As chaos unfolds, Moreau meets his poetic end at the hands of his own creations. His death is a fitting punishment for his hubris and unethical experiment. The House of Pain is engulfed in flames, marking the fall of Moreau's twisted empire. This fiery destruction is more than a physical act. It's a symbolic purge of oppression and a powerful warning about the consequences of unchecked ambition and inhumane science. A legacy of horror and humanity. As Edward Parker escapes the island, he leaves behind a world forever changed. The legacy of the Island of Lost Souls extends far beyond its runtime. It's a film that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about humanity, science, and morality. What does it mean to be human? How far should we go in the pursuit of knowledge? And what are the consequences of playing God? From its groundbreaking makeup effects to its thought-provoking themes, The Island of Lost Souls has earned its place as a cornerstone of sci-fi and horror cinema. It inspired generations of filmmakers and continues to resonate with audiences nearly a century later. Its influence can be seen in everything from modern blockbusters to philosophical debates about the ethics of genetic engineering and artificial intelligence. This is not just a tale of science gone wrong. It's a story about the fragile line between humanity and monstrosity, a line we must tread carefully in our pursuit of progress. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the vast universe of science fiction.